start automatically. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the madness of crypto. Start automatically. Okay. What's up, YouTube? Okay, this is the madness of the chart. We're going to try and analyze and see what's the next probable zone to expect for a trade setup. What I'm looking at is that we're basically in a very relative zone of resistance. It's very important where we are. You could see it clearly. I mean, this zone is significant for Bitcoin. It's not only from now. If we even go back in history, if you go back, you will notice it's either support or resistance. We're stuck in here ever since. I mean, you could see we came down here at 21. We came down here again at 21. And at the moment, we are back in here. We came down here at 22. We didn't get a bounce. And now we're back testing that previous support that we blew off from and went to 69K. We're testing it as resistance. What catches my eye is that there is a high possibility we still push up. We could come and retest even the 32.5. But I'm going to be modest and call 31 to 31.8. I don't want to sound ultra bullish, but I feel that we could come somewhere into the zone, the 31 to 31.8, this recovery zone, this liquidity. What does it mean? I mean, there are people, you can see this sell-off. There are people who sold off short. Heavy selling came in here. And I expect the price to go back and probably hit the liquidity. If Bitcoin goes down, I have my zones and I'm ready for the next one. So either way, it's either to the upside or to the downside. I'll be prepared. So looking at this and looking at the VWAP, the volume weighted average price at the moment is at 28,184. This is just for this upper range. So that will be significant support if we come from. I was looking at this rising channel and I highlighted to the people in Discord, this is a rising channel. And the probabilities are to the, we broke to the upside and the probabilities were to break to the downside. Now, this upside could be a fake out. This is a daily chart. Remember to take longer to play. And this essential breakout, the measured move of this channel could take us all the way up to 32,200. If we go on higher time frames, you will see that we have, probably we have some important EMAs. If we go here and get rid of that, and we look at our EMAs on a higher time frame, I think most of them, there are a few that are above us. We are above most EMAs. Let's go to the Bitstamp chart over here and take a look at that. We are above most EMAs, even on the Bitstamp chart. And the EMAs are crossing over. This is on the weekly. If we go to the monthly, I'm trying to find any point of resistance when it comes to EMAs. I can't see any. So we just have structural resistance over here. We also have the value area high of the previous range. I can show that to you in a minute. If we go here and we take the fixed range volume profile and we take a look at where's the that will be the next zone of importance, the fixed range volume profile. Take that zone and we go to settings and we don't extend it to the right and we say, yeah, now that zone over here, and if I take a horizontal line, you will notice that we hit it and we got rejected. We could come back up. It's almost a perfect rejection, actually. We could come up and retest it again. Let's see. That shows me it's at 31.4. We didn't hit it. Sorry, this is not a wick. Let me get rid of that. Yeah. Yeah, we got to 30,585 and we could go up to 31.4, hit this value area high. So if we get up there, it will just be recovery of this big red candle that we had to the downside. And then we will be going to the upside and recovering it. So that's basically what's happening over here with this chart. And looking at the hourly, we have so much liquidity to the downside over here. That makes it very difficult to ignore. That if we go to the downside, it will be very hard to ignore that we have liquidity. So basically that's what I'm looking at. To the upside, sorry, I had a bit of an interruption there. To the upside, I'll be looking at different zones. As I mentioned, 31.4 to 31.8. I have this over here, 31.4 to 31.8. If we go up there, I will expect a nice rejection back down. If we continue, if we don't go up and we stop here at 30,500, I will expect us at least to come probably to that VWAP that I was showing you on the daily time frame. Yeah, that's what I think about Bitcoin. Basically, we are in a third wave. If you look at this from down here, we put in a macro fourth. I don't want to go deep into these counts, but we are in a 1, 2, 3, and we pulled back for 4, and we're going up for 5. That is the idea. And if we continue for a fifth wave, that fifth wave could take us to that region, 31.4 to 31.8 possibly. That's a big possibility for the trade setup. On the other hand, the DXY has been tanking today, so we could see some good pumps in Bitcoin, but we're not really breaking the previous low. We're not taking out the previous low. Hey, you're still in Sydney, Marcus, huh? How you doing, man? How are things? Hope your trades are doing good. We haven't broken the low in the dollar. If we start breaking this low at 100.4, then we should be really concerned for the dollar and happy for the markets. But basically, so far, the dollar hasn't broken the low. It's holding the low. We could have a reversal today, so we need to be careful. Although Bitcoin could be heading up for 31.8, I must tell you, I must put a disclaimer out there that there's a high possibility when markets open and they react to these numbers. Now let's look at the numbers. We had the PPI, core PPI, PPI month on month, and other important numbers that may affect us. If we look at the core PPI, we have the numbers of the core PPI and the PPI are less than forecasted. That is bad for the market. That is essentially good for the dollar. Actual greater than forecast would be good for the currency. So actual is less, that's bad for the dollar, that's good for market. And PPI month on month is good for the market. And this, the unemployment rate, I believe, is bad for the dollar and good for the market. So all in all, the news that we had now, the numbers that we had now, we have unemployment up to 239,000, while forecasted was 233,000. So all in all is showing that things are bullish for the markets and not the dollar. Just need to check something in my settings. Audio output, okay, that's good. All right, so yeah, that's the outlook. Looks like the markets may do good today, although tomorrow is Friday. We may have taken profit. Markets may tank, but the markets price in the news before the news happens. So before even these numbers come out, the market has pumped. So could we have a dump regardless of the news? If we look at the S&P ES mini futures, it looks like it's trying to make a rotation to the upside, and we may have that. So if the ES mini futures, the reason why I look at it is because it's the S&P mini futures and it trades almost 24 hours, while the S&P doesn't trade 24 hours, and Bitcoin does follow the S&P, so I like to look at that. And on the other hand, we had a few days ago, we had Solana just stagnated over there. I was looking at Solana, and Solana wasn't moving much, and everything was pumping. Solana was somewhere around here, around the $20 range. Where was that? $20 range. Solana was down here, down at $20. And I was looking at it, and everything was moving up while Solana was holding. That point gave me an indication that to go long for Solana. Unfortunately, I went long and I came out too early, but it looked like it's going to go. And I knew that it's going to come to at least 23.3, 23.4. Now we are at around the 24 range. My next zone of resistance at 25.731. If we can get above that, then the $26 zone is highly probable, and we'll be coming to take these highs again. If we get up here, up at the 27.147, I will be looking at this if I wanted to trade it as a short, because essentially it's just we're traveling in a range for Solana. We are in a range. All right, where's that? Over here. If we come back up here, it will be defining my range, and I'll say sell at the high of the range, buy at the low. Okay, over here we didn't quite touch the top of the range, so you could bring this down and say I like this better because we had several touches and it's a bit skewed. So let me just adjust that, straighten it out. So the top of the range would be around the $27 range. So if we get that, if I'm trading it, if I'm going to trade it, I will be looking for a short definitely. Any coins you guys want to look at, just spam them in the chart, put them down, and I will be more than glad to look at. But for Solana, this looks like an ending move. It looks like an ending diagonal. It might be a fifth wave of a certain count. It looks like an ending diagonal, and another term for that is what we call a rising wedge. So we are in a rising wedge for Solana. You can see it clearly, and rising wedges do break down most of the times. So we take that off, make that white, give it 3, and the same with this line. I like it better. So yeah, you see we are in some sort of a wedge. A sign of weakness in Solana, if we break on this 4-hourly candle, we break below the 24.07, then essentially that's a sign of weakness to go short or to sell or whatever you do. But if it pumps, the top of this range would be at $25 range. But I feel that it's gonna break down soon. It's gonna break down because when we go on a higher time frame, you see 2 large big candles, we are bound to recover them. This highlighted area would be recovered at least 50%. This candle recovered 50% of this. I would expect this candle to come as low as maybe 23.3 at least. But taking a fib retracement, I would expect if Solana comes down to the $20 range, it's still healthy. but it shouldn't lose the $20 range where we'd have the 0.5 fib of this entire move up. And if we bring it to this here, yeah, would come here. I think Solana $20 is a good zone. If it comes down, it shouldn't lose it. I went in depth before. Sure, Marcus. I went in depth before on a Solana video, and I explained the levels to the downside. Of course, we have the 18. Where's my $18 range? That's funny. Okay. I need to look at Solana on this chart or this chart. We are approaching the 200 EMA on the daily. It's at 25.58. It's in confluence with that other level. So keep in mind, 25.5 is going to be significant for Solana. Over here, this level is 25.7. It's just a horizontal range resistance. 18.343 to the downside if we lose the $20 range. Now let's go back and let's take a look at dot for Marcus dot. Where's my dot chart? Dot USDT perpetual contracts dot USDT on Bybit. Okay, let's look at dot USDT on Bybit. There we go. So dot. I'm gonna go and say this was a falling wedge for starters. We had a falling wedge on dot, or falling channel, you could call it whatever you want, and the move would be the width of this. You take it to the breakout. Let's see. We could come as high as 8.4, 8.3. That's a breakout movement, but keep in mind on the daily you do have the 200 EMA where you struggled. So if you come up now and you can't claim the 6.75 for today, you will go down, you will be rejected. But if you can reclaim it, then you have zones of interest over here, this zone that could take you all the way to 7.9 or to that level of 8.086. Now in this range itself, let's look at our fixed range volume profile for this range. You are above the POC, not bad. I will pull this slightly to the back because I see some consolidation. I would like to include that cluster over there. Yeah, you are above the POC. Next level of resistance would be your 200 EMA at 6.75, the daily 200 EMA, and your value area high at 6.7. So 6.7 is important. Now let's put a fib retracement over there. Looks like you'll be stuck between, I would say you would come probably to the 6.8 to test the Fibonacci 0.618. 6.8 would be this zone over here. I would mark this zone 6.7 to 6.8 as a zone of resistance, because we have the value area high, the 200 EMA, and the 0.618 fib. Now looking at this and trying to figure out account for it, this looks quite big. I mean, if this was, I need to go to a smaller time frame to see it a bit more clearly. We had a move up here, all the way here, and we pulled back to 0.382. Yeah, things are a bit out of proportion over here, but let's do something. 1, 2, we had a 3, 4 and a 5. This could have been our third wave. So if you take the length from the beginning of 1 to the peak of our third to the bottom of our fourth, and you know where your fifth would go. Your fifth came almost perfectly 1-to-1 extension, and your fifth, obviously you had a 5 wave up, so you have almost completed a 5 wave move up. So I could say the 5 wave move up is done, and we're gonna go for a wave 2 from the lows. Now the wave 2 would come, it depends if it's a 2 or a B, it would come anywhere to the 0.618. You see, we could have had our second wave here. It stopped between the 0.618 to 0.786. Dragon Streams, what do you think of Ethereum, please? Okay, I'll take a look at that. Now, once we finished, welcome to the stream, Dragon Streams. I think you're new to the stream. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Now, we did a 1-2. We're assuming we did a 1-2 or an A-B, and we're going for a third. Then we're going to measure out where could we end up. This is a bullish target for DOT. If we're not going to go lower, and that's it, we're done. We did our the problem with this, it looks very 5 wave-ish. So I can assume that DOT will have one more low. Unfortunately, Marcus, I think DOT can have one more low. If DOT doesn't have one more low and it just rotates to the upside, then we're going to come to these zones. 1-to-1 between the 8.8 and $11. Now, why do I think DOT it might come for another low? Is because what usually starts with 5 will end with 5, and this looks very 5 wave-ish for me. I mean, yeah, I feel I can see 5 waves. I might be wrong, but it looks kind of 5 wave-ish. And if DOT wants to go lower, then you can say we did this and we did this, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna come as low as the 3.9 or the 2.2. That's very bearish. Now I need to give you levels of support for DOT, what we shouldn't lose for now. When do we get worried? Once you start losing the $5 zone, then you should be concerned for DOT. $5, the biggest concern would be the 4.6, because you'd be reaching the 0.887 retracement. That is almost going to invalidate your move to the downside, to the upside, and say, hey, we're not going back to the upside. We are moving further down, and we could come to very low prices for DOT. But yeah, that's what I think. That's what the charts show me. It's not what I think. It's what the charts show me. Fixed range volume profile for DOT on this range alone, we are above the POC, as I said. And if we take the entire range, this, and say this is one humongous range from back there to here, again, we are above the POC. Our value area high comes at 6.8. Yeah, that's my thoughts for DOT. Movement for DOT on the daily. Sorry, I can't give just a bullish view. I have to look at both views. We're moving up in volume declination. The markets can do what they want. Volume can decline as much as it wants, and the market will just shoot up. But I think volume declination is sort of a divergence, and it's telling you the move can't be sustained that much with less volume. RSI, and if I go to the line chart and get rid of this rubbish over here that I have. Okay. Do I see any divergence for DOT on the daily? Any bullish, any bearish? Over here, our RSI is making a higher high. Our price action is making a lower high. This could be bearish, hidden bearish divergence if the daily closes like this. This is long term, sorry. 4 hours, you're more than welcome, brother. Marcus, love having you in the stream. Over here on smaller time frame, higher highs, lower highs on the 4-hourly. The 4-hourly candle closes in about 3 hours. That is called bearish divergence. If we close like this, if we just close like this, lower highs and higher highs, then we have bearish divergence, and we may continue back to the downside. And I gave you those targets. Let's go back to the candles. Now, let's go back to Ethereum. Ethereum USDT. Oh my, ooh, that is sweet. If we can reclaim this, 2003, 2500 is in the table. Oh my God, what's happening? Let me just take a look at this. Ethereum's looking juicy. Bitcoin might come and break these highs today. Sorry guys, I'll go back to Ethereum in a second. I'm long on Bell token. Let's see. Bell is a very slow mover, but I hope it starts pumping to 0.9 or $1. Now I'll take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum, this is big news for Ethereum. Wow. It's pumping. It's pumping like crazy, man. When was the daily open? Where was the daily low? Whoa. The daily low was 1897. We're up almost 100, almost 103, $105. That's insane, man. That's crazy. 6% for Ethereum in a day. I think if you own any alts, or if you're long any alts at the moment, you should be happy because things are going to pump. But nevertheless, this looked exactly like what I was looking at on the other token. I believe DOT. Was it DOT or Solana? It was Solana, as a rising wedge that breaks to the downside. But I told you the market can do whatever it wants. However, can this just be a fake out to the upside because this is a bearish pattern and then we continue down? Whatever the case, it's moving up. So that's what I'm saying. We are in a bearish pattern, but we could still move higher. The markets can be as irrational as the markets want to be. Now let's look at levels. We are claiming, if we are able to claim this August high, I believe it's August. Let me get rid of that. August, because we haven't done that yet. 13th of August, and we hold above it. I think that would be equivalent. It would be like Bitcoin is above. Well, Bitcoin moved first and we claimed the August highs much earlier on. Ethereum was just stagnated. Now I need to get levels quick on Ethereum and see. Now I have this fixed range volume profile. I'll take it for this entire range, the bigger range. We are above it. Our next zone would be, looking at fixed range volume profile, it's this zone. Horizontal line, 2,600, 2,379 would be a zone we could see rejection. Now I'll go to a chart where I have more levels. Maybe I have some levels to the upside. Ethereum USD, no. Yeah, this is the chart. Do I have anything here? Haven't looked at it in a while. I had these levels. That was way, way, way before. Now, Ethereum is going for liquidity. Clearly, we are on the daily having no bearish divergence, obviously, but some people would count this from here to here. We're forming higher highs while we form significant lower highs as bearish divergence. Some people could count that as bearish divergence. Let's go to the 4-hourly, see if we have any hidden bullish divergence that could give us continuation to the upside. 2-hourly, nothing. We don't have any, but maybe somewhere here we got a higher high here, and then we got a lower high here and a higher high. Maybe that's what pushed us up. Money flow index, let's look at the money. Is the money coming in? Let's put the RSI back. What's the level of RSI? We are in the overbought region. But mind you, when we are in the big wave, the third wave, the most powerful wave, an Elliott wave, we may stay in overbought for a long time. I'll give you an example if we go back in history. But RSI likes to come down and reset. It would come down to 50. Now, if we look at this run, maybe here, yeah. See over here, we remained at overbought region for 3rd of May 21 till 10th of May for a week, and we were just going up till we reached our peak. So overbought and oversold may remain for a while. On the daily, we have room to go to the upside. On the 4-hourly, we are already overbought. On the hourly, we are significantly overbought. So I would expect a cool off. We could sell out over here. And if we go to the stochastic RSI and see what are we doing, stochastic 4-hourly has a bit more room to the upside to get to these levels. On the hourly, we are crossing down. We might have a slight pullback, nothing significant. On the daily, you are moving up. You have room to the upside. MACD. But to be honest, for me, I would be waiting for Ethereum to go higher for me to short it. MACD, you got that nice big bar for today, and the curve to the upside, the strong swing, sharp curve on the 4-hourly, looking good. 1-hourly, looking good, but you're getting faded over here. Look at the bar color, it's changing. I'll look at money flow index, MFI. So we saw that the numbers came out bullish for the market. PPI numbers and unemployment were all bullish for the market. I want to take a look at the dollar. The MFI money is coming into the market on the hourly. 4-hourly, yeah, we're forming, yeah, from yesterday we're forming higher lows, so it's healthy. We're not getting money moving out. Yeah, but now we're forming lower lows on the daily. This may change later on. Now, I want to go back to the dollar and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trying to get to that 30,300. We might get a quick move. Once Ethereum stabilizes, Bitcoin may pump like crazy. Nasdaq is, it's pushing a move to the upside. Wow. I think the markets may go green, but this is all pre-market. So sometimes when pre-market is green, the market becomes, when the markets open, meaning New York opens, we turn red. We are in the US Brinks box, but New York is not in full swing yet. So this time might be tricky. We may get a significant pullback. Just don't believe every move that happens now while the markets are still like trying to make sense of what's going on. Solana, remember the level I gave you for Solana? I told you, this was just a few minutes. You could literally go back in the stream, and I think I mentioned the 25.3 and the 25.725. Go back in the stream, just rewind it, and you would see we hit that level. And I was saying I would look for a short, but we hit it with significant volume. I don't see much weakness. We have a wick over here, but nothing very significant. Quant, on the other hand, is making that move. Quant, my level for Quant was 131. We got to it previously, and we're trying to make our way to it. We are having resistance on Quant on the 50 EMA cloud on the daily. That's around 125. So that's your zone for resistance. We broke down. Now, once you see a breakdown, a retest, that's what you like to enter for a trade. Now you enter a short, you got another retrace. You remained in the short, you got another retrace. You might get stopped out now. It doesn't look like it wants to fall. So you can see these are daily candles. We're failing to really break down below these lows of 119 or 105, sorry. These were our March lows, 10th of March, when we started pumping. Now, if we had a 1, 2, we're waiting for 3. It's not very clear for me. We broke out of this falling channel in a 1 wave, a 2 wave. And then I was saying it looks almost similar to, I believe, Ethereum or Solana or DOT, where we're having this. After a 1, 2, you're expecting a move out, and then maybe you had another 1, 2, and now you're waiting for micro 3, 4, 5, and you'll complete a third to complete the 1, 2, 3, and then you come 4, 5. That could be bullish. I've been waiting for this level for a long time. Unfortunately, I think when it hit, I had missed the trade. And if it comes back to these levels, I'll be watching it like a hawk, waiting for them. Quant to the downside, if it starts going down, we have the 114 and the 101. Hasn't changed. Litecoin 95. Get above 95, you're going up. I don't have any levels marked up, but I believe we could go up to 100 or 105 on Litecoin. We could come take this liquidity at 98. Oh, I have these levels, see? I just have them on the left. 99.63 and 97 are significant on Litecoin. So we could go up to 99. To the downside, 85. Lose 85, you're coming down to 73. Simple. 73, 85, 95. These are all long-term plays. Do I have any fixed range volume profile? Thing is, with this pump, it's really, despite the macro of the market being bearish and all that, markets are still moving. They're still pumping. It's like they don't care. I don't know what's happening with the markets. If we go to traditional markets, if we go to the dollar, look at the dollar. It's attempting. Can it break this low today? Interesting. Are we going to break the low? If the dollar comes below the February lows, we could be going down to this level, 99. Although it may not seem as much from 100 to 98, but this is not an altcoin. This is the DXY, the dollar index, and that will move the market significantly higher. I mean, the dollar index is a basket of currencies. It's a dollar against the Swiss franc, against the Japanese yen, against JPY, I mean, yeah, Japanese yen, against the euro, against the British pound. But the strongest or the one that holds the most value in this 55% is the euro. So it's very important to pay attention to what the euro is doing. So let's go down to euro. Where's my euro chart? I remember when euro has broken parity and was trading below the 1-to-1 parity to the dollar, and it remained there for a while. Now look at the euro just shoot up. I wonder, maybe the euro had some bullish news. Look at that. Look at that. The euro could come as high as we are at resistance. If we break that, we're coming up to 1.13. Wow. I mean, the euro must have had some news today. This can't be random. The euro, Italian industrial production. This was good for the currency. Industrial production month on month. It's a leading indicator. Change in the total inflation adjusted value of output produced by manufacturing, mines, and utilities. So basically, it could be energy, got to do with energy maybe. Another thing, the pound today wasn't having good news today, but the euro had good news. Any other thing that happened for the news for euro? I can't see anything significant. I mean, other than that, strange, crazy pump. When I see an irrational pump like this, I'm thinking to go the opposite direction. I don't like going with the herd. I mean, everyone would think, okay, it's time to go long. I am planning my next short move when the markets are pumping irrationally or going crazy. When I see one thing, one commodity or one currency doing what the rest are not doing, then I think something isn't right. But the markets are pumping pre-market. We might have some interesting, the VIX, you guys need to be aware of this. The VIX is still holding the lows. The VIX, when the VIX is high, you buy. When the VIX is low, you hold or you sell. This is telling you that the market is peaking out. The market is peaking out. We are going to see a reversal soon. I mean, historically, when the VIX are or is at this level, we get a dump. For some reason, it's taking too long now, but it could. We did it over here. We took long. This was around the August, when markets were at the August highs. the VIX was at its August lows, and once the VIX hit its highs, the markets were at its lows, and then the markets pump, the VIX dumps. This is S&P 500 volatility index. It just put and call ratio, or it can give you a sense of the greed and the fear in the market. Guys, if you want me to spam anything, or you want to shout out anything in the chat, in the comments, please do. If you want any coins to be looked at or any other asset, just let me know. Now I'm going to look at Ethereum for a second. Now, what is Ethereum doing? We are stalling. Are we in a horizontal level of resistance? We really need to go back because Ethereum wasn't here since August. We are in a significant level of resistance. Don't forget, guys, we sold off heavily in August. And it is a resistance that has been respected throughout, many times. Ethereum has come here and wasn't able. You see, we had 1, we had 2. Here it was support. And if you go here, this is our 3. Are we going to break it, or is it going to prove its strength and show us that it is strong resistance? Or are we going to break it and come all the way to these wicks around 2,148 and 2,300? Just like Bitcoin coming to the 28K range. Look at that. This is where we formed a double bottom previously on Ethereum. It's very significant. You can tell that the market loves this level for Ethereum. Down here, 1,800, and now if we can break this, the 2,200 zone, this could be a melt up for Ethereum. But my views in the market, guys, you might not like it. My views of the market is that we are in a bear trend. We are reversing. I'm not saying it's never going to happen. Look, I'm just highlighting the previous times we came to the 2,000, either support, resistance. You could see clearly. I could have just used the rectangle. I don't know why I didn't do that. Oh, silly me. All right, guys. Yeah, Ethereum on the other hand, we have this. We have this. We have this. This is where we at. So if we can break this for Ethereum, then a CPKA to the upside, 2,380 could be a possible level to look at. It's the value area low of the previous range we were doing previously. I would be aware of that. And Bitcoin, on the other hand, Bitcoin is still acting crazy. It's still holding out. Bitcoin will make its move. I mean, that's how it goes. One moves, the others hold, the others move, and the previous one holds. Now let's look at this. Again, we're doing that double top that we did yesterday. We did it here. I was looking at that. We came for a third, then came down. We're doing that. Could we have a small pullback? Yes, very probable. We could have a pullback. Let's look at what is the zone of interest. If we have the small pullback, remember I told you that 28,000 is a zone of interest. If we have a pullback, I'll be looking at 29,977 for a bounce for this move up. But seriously, all in all, Bitcoin is playing us. The rest of the market moves, and Bitcoin is just like, oh, I'm just going to chill here and see what happens next. Come on, move, man. This looks like you could say a cup and handle. Not really, but yeah. If you go on higher time frames and remove your indicators, people may call this left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Yeah, very ugly one. Very ugly one. But it could play out. I mean, anything can play out. I'm really enjoying this price action today with this pump. It's been boring for a long time. These past few days were really good in terms of price action for traders and people who've been holding for a long time. So yeah, if you like the stream, please hit the likes. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit your notification. You can join the free Discord. It's still a small community. We're trying to build it and trying to make it active. We need new members in there, new people, new ideas, trading ideas. The Discord is not a place where it's like my idea of the Discord community is a place where we could all share ideas. We all boost our trading up. Experienced traders, new traders, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's my idea. Another coin. Let's go to look at another coin. HNT. Actually, no. I want to look at EOS because EOS has been stalling for a long time. I've been waiting for EOS to come to this level just so I can take a short again. And it's been just playing me the 1.312 and the 1.330. Obviously, the value area high has moved, so I can bring that down and say, okay, 1.288 for now. But seriously, EOS has been doing nothing. Such a useless coin. Now, if it comes to this level, I'll be watching this and this other level for liquidity and possibly take a short if I like to trade a coin when it's doing opposite to the market. But the markets are pumping, so I'll be a bit careful when markets are strong. I would not want to short into strength. And on the weekly, I'll try to find any EMAs coming my way. The 50 EMA cloud is at 1.4. We are trying to make our way up there. We have one more cloud to look at. I love looking at this Ichimoku cloud. Let's see, where do we hold out? Our resistance cloud will be right above us over here. If we pump today, we would reach at around 1.5, so not significant. That's on the weekly. Now on the daily, we are above the Ichimoku cloud. 4 hourly, we are above it. So yeah, it's just on the weekly. Let's look at Ethereum. Where's the cloud? Because Ethereum looks promising in its move. Ethereum has pierced this cloud. You can see we're in the cloud now. However, the cloud is thick. It may cause it to fail. We've seen it before. Let's look back in history. What is that? A weekly chart. Oh, sheesh. Sorry, brothers. Daily chart. Let's go to the daily. Ethereum is above the cloud. And the cloud will get thicker as we hold up here and maybe pull up a bit higher. The cloud does get thicker with time. The cloud does get thicker with time. We had a chance to drop over here, but we're holding up. So cloud is looking good on Ethereum. Let's go to the cloud, and Bitcoin might look a bit different. Oh, Bitcoin's looking so good. Look at that cloud over here. On the daily, 4 hourly, definitely we're on top. Weekly, we're in the cloud. Same as Ethereum, bumping our head in the cloud. We're in the thick red cloud. Now, historically, can I find a point where we were in the thick? We tried to make our way up. Look at that. We were in the thick red cloud, and that was sort of the beginning of the next several weeks. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. I mean, we held about 10 weeks above, so we made a 10-week run up once we entered that red cloud. So if Bitcoin and Ethereum could hold up, Bitcoin can go up for another 6 weeks. And I wanted to show you my Fibonacci channels over here. I don't know if you guys have been following me for a long time, but I used to post short videos very frequently of Fibonacci channels and Fibonacci trading strategies, and they were playing very well. I haven't done them for a while, but I just wanted to show you how do these play out. Look at that. Perfect tap, 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 bounce, and we come back, and then we retest this. Look at that. It can't be random. We are doing something over here. Look at that. Bounce. Okay, we broke up. Continue. Next zone would be this zone. That is way up. 34313. We don't have to get there, but we'll watch it when we get there. Another thing, guys, be aware of the Fibonacci time incoming. I have this trend line as well. We are respecting it. If we break this today on the hourly, Bitcoin is attempting to break this. If we break this, getting below the 30,100, then and retesting bearishly, that could be not good for Bitcoin. We might be coming down to recover these big pumpy candles over here. maybe test yesterday's low 29,629. I was expecting Bitcoin to come down and have a liquidity grab before it continues higher. So I am expecting Bitcoin to test 29,629 before it continues higher. It could do 30,562 upper liquidity grab and come down. Let's see how the markets play. Now, if we go to where is my chart? I have so many charts, and there we go. I think it's this. Yeah, I have Fibonacci coming. Fibonacci time 14th of April, 23rd of April, 23rd of April. Do I have any news there? Just to make some more confluence? Nothing. It's going to be a Sunday. You need to be aware, tomorrow we have some other important news, retail sales, core retail sales, and preliminary UOM consumer sentiment. It gives you the sentiment of the market. So tomorrow we also have some news. These numbers that came out now for the PPI and yesterday CPI could make traders believe that the Fed is going to pivot or pause. It doesn't have to happen, but it's an indication that the market is slowing down. Unemployment is high, and that's what the Feds want to see. So the Fed wants to see unemployment high so they can say, okay, we are tightening up. Inflation is going down, is going to go down by unemployment going up. So that will make them happy. So people will anticipate either a pause or 25 basis point increase. One more thing I want to look at. Where is that? Where is that? Sorry, got stuck there. My brain was frozen. Gaussian channel. This is another indicator you should be aware of. On the hourly, and I showed it historically on the weekly, I believe on Bitstamp. On my Bitstamp chart, there we go. I'll get rid of my channels over here. There we go, Bitstamp chart. You see how we got on the weekly above? We're holding the mid of the channel. Now let's go back in time. Whenever, and I posted it in a video before, we come after a bear market, we come into this and we start holding here. Look at that. That is the second time. That was the first, we could say, because we don't have confirmation for now. And this was another time. So this is the this is the third time that Bitcoin has done it in its entire history. And once it pumped out, look at that. It never even touched it. Look at that run up. I mean, it's crazy. Look at that over here. We came under. It was the green one. It didn't get time to turn red. It turns red once we hold under. And look at that. Pump like crazy. Over here, when we came down, we held the top, bounced off. Once you break below the middle and start losing it, that would be equivalent to losing the 26,900. So for Bitcoin, if Bitcoin starts losing the 26,900 and coming down, you need to know that you're coming to the low range of the Gaussian 21.8 or even lower. It doesn't have to happen that way. It doesn't have to be a single candle, but that's what I'm seeing in the charts. That's the confluence that I have. When I go to this indicator, the KEMA, that's a bunch of EMAs. I was one of the first people who were highlighting the 500 EMA. We had it's not in this indicator, it was separately, and I was highlighting that Bitcoin hasn't done this before. We haven't closed below the 300 EMA and all that before all other YouTubers. I believe I was doing it first. Then I started seeing some people also doing it. Okay, it's out there, it's information, anyone can have it, but I would like to take credit for myself. Okay, look at that. We were here. I was saying we need to get above this, the 300 and 400 EMAs, because Bitcoin hasn't opened and closed below the 300, and we haven't opened and closed. And then I was watching the 400, then we closed below the 400, as you can see, and we were below it for a while. Once we started reclaiming this, then you know that, okay, we're doing good. Now we're above the 300. Look how we went below it and wicked, and we're continuing high. Then we had this big pump. Obviously now we could have other EMAs in place, but as you see, I checked On the weekly, we have no EMAs in place. The closest one is 100 EMA and 150. These EMAs are our downside support. Remember Gaussian channel, I told you 26.9, and we have the 150 at 26.8 or 26.9 and 27.6 on the weekly chart. So those levels are important for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin can hold, we'll go up. Bitcoin is holding here. Don't think it's going to dump. We are at some sort of resistance, but it's very possible we make that run up today. This over here, if we can get above 32.3, which is so far away, then it's an insufficiency all the way to here, 33.8. Let's look at this advanced volume. Let's go to Bitcoin on Binance. Oh, this was a high volume. Look at that. That's on the weekly. Let's look at today's price action. The 4-hourly, we had a strong red candle. You could see that this candle over here was way up above. This is advanced volume bifractal trades. It was way above the 200 EMA cloud. Over here, this candle still not showing much strength. And if you go to Ethereum, you might see a different story. Ethereum, you can see the candle today. It's almost equivalent to this candle. So we are having a pump. We are having a significant pump. Another indicator of volume I would like to see, because when I see a high volume at the highs of the move, then I know that there is significant manipulation. This is on the 4 hour. Let's go on the hourly. So let's see. Okay, volume declining as we're moving up may indicate there is a pull down. Over here we have stopping volume. The candle isn't stopping candle, but the volume is slowing down compared to the previous candles. And on Bitcoin, we go here, nothing yet, but don't doubt it. It might happen very quick. You may not even see it happen. There's so many coins out there, guys. If you want to look at anything, please let me know. I don't mind. I'm just looking at things that I am interested in. Okay, that's a big volume. This bell pump might be over. I should have taken profit. It went all the way to 0.6720. I think I would have been in significant profit. 0.6720. Always, guys, use reasonable position size. Don't overtrade, as in enter a trade, you lose, you enter another trade. I would have been in 50% profit, but I'm not going to close the trade. I'll just keep it open in case Bitcoin pumps. This might react also. It's a crazy coin. Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance obviously is tanking. That's why alts are pumping and Bitcoin is going down, because Bitcoin, whenever it came to this level, I don't know if I highlighted before, we get rejected around here. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a very strong level for Bitcoin. The 49 to 50, 48 to 50 range, it's a very strong range for Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin over here, if we're able to reclaim this, then we'll come for this. I don't doubt it. But there's one more indicator over here. I keep saying one more. I don't know why. Volume oriented. I hope it works. There we go. Yeah. Next, I mean, if we can break this level, look at that, the 31.6, we sort of have an insufficiency all the way to 38, but I won't be so bullish. I'll say we have some volume nodes and bumps over here. So let's go on the daily to be much clearer. On the daily, it's not showing me much. I don't like it. I'll go to the weekly. Actually, go to the daily and pull up more candles. Maybe it will change. On the weekly, next zone is over here. All right, guys, if you don't have any coins you would like me to do some TA on, I'll end the stream. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Thank you for giving me your most valuable asset, and that's your time. It's more valuable than Bitcoin. I appreciate it. Please tune in next time. I might go live later on. I might post a video, so keep your notifications on, and you could join the free Discord. And if you really like to support the channel, link is in the channel description and in the video description. It would send you to PayPal. You could donate with any amount. You could donate 50 cents or $1 million, whatever you feel it's worth. Much appreciated, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for passing by. Dragon Streams, Marcus, thanks for passing by, and all the people lurking in the background who are not talking in the chat. Thank you very much. Enjoy Sydney, Marcus. See ya.